Hello to everyone who are waiting for End of Dragon. Hello and welcome to the Museum Karma to Gold this year. This week I have a hidden achievement for you and it's... Hello and welcome to End of Dragon Strike Missions number 4. You're currently watching the Void Dragon. These strike missions will be a spoiler for you if you haven't completed the story, so you're warned. This fight will go between burn phases and ball phases. You'll fight different dragons, not just Void Dragon during this fight, Zaithan, Primordius and so on. And with every dragon, there will be different kind of attacks. These balls are giant, some kind of unstable magic. You need to stabilize by pushing them to certain points on the platform, which are these white points. But not every ball phase is the same, and I will come to that. Pushing these balls is more complicated than push mechanics you're used to from raids because this ball, once it gains momentum, does not stop. Think about it like pushing it on ice, so you need to push the ball very controlled. We are just 2 people doing this push mechanic for this group, and 2 is enough to push it controlled, as you can see. So you can assign certain people for push duty. We stabilize the ball, now it needs to be CC'd, and then it will phase. But we're not done talking about ball mechanics, so let me detail this a bit more before the next ball phase because there will be even more mechanics adding and adding. After pushing the ball to the first stabilizing point, you run to the back of the ball and start pushing it from the other side to kill the momentum to the other stabilizing point. If you keep hitting and hitting, it gains so much momentum it will fall off the platform and then bounce back. Ball mechanic doesn't really fail, you never lose the ball, but it just leaves you unable to continue. Because if the ball falls off the platform, it releases a shockwave and gives everyone a debuff which increases everyone's damage taken by 25%. And then there's these dark smaller balls on the platform. These will release small mobs walking towards the giant ball. If they reach it, they will release a damaging shockwave, like this. So while pushers push the ball, the others will prevent adds from reaching the ball. Also, I have to mention that these smaller dark balls has AoE that keeps expanding. So now let's go back to the original run. First dragon you'll face is the Dragonvoid. This is just a casual burning phase. You'll deal with the targeted skills and split mechanic. If you're targeted by these bright orange AoEs, leave the group and stack them in the corner somewhere with the other targeted person. You'll have enough time to leave the AoE even if you stack it. Even if you cannot stack these AoEs with the other targeted person, it's okay because these AoEs won't stay for long. Void Dragon has this blue laser beam attack coming from his claws, here. But this particular mechanic can be overhealed, so if you are not short on heals, you might just burst down the balls to not to lose DPS. And this is the split mechanic I mentioned a little while ago. During the fight with the Void Dragon, the most important mechanics will be the targeted AoE and the split phase. After Dragonvoid is that you'll kill these adds and then have another burn phase, but this time with Primordius. And Primordius has a bite and a chin smash skill. After the adds, he will use the bite, so run to the other side of the platform, and during the fight he will use chin attacks. For these attacks, dodging will not work, so you need to be completely out of the AoE to avoid these skills. To dodge Primordius's bite, I would highly advise getting a mobility skill on your utility bar because as you can see from my Thief's Paw, it may overlap with the split mechanic. Here for example, I use the Shadow Step skill I got on my utility bar instead of Poison Trap. With the raid, I mostly saved myself with Staff Tree, but I don't know if you have noticed my Staff Tree was on cooldown during the bite you just saw, so I couldn't get out of the AoE. Primordius, as you can see, is all about bursting him down while dodging his chin and bite attacks. Even though these hurt, so far there aren't any mechanics that will instantly kill you. Here, bite attack and split mechanic overlaps again and I saved myself with staff 3. The split is a little different than the split phase we saw on the first phase, but the mechanic is the same. Primordius died and now we are on another ad phase. These ads will be tougher than the ones you faced before. Starting from now, for this phase you will be dodging these Dragon Breath attacks until the next phase. There is plenty of room to move, so it should be okay. Again, if you get caught by these breath attacks, it won't instantly kill you, but when I say this, take this as there is room for mistakes, but of course, if you get hit by all the charges of this attack, it will surely kill you. By the way, I cannot begin to tell you how much stability is important on these ad phases, because some certain ads have skills they will throw from the other side of the room, which will interrupt the squads by knocking everyone back every second. It's a huge DPS loss. And normally, if you do not have a proper stability, you have to focus and kill all the ads on the platform and then focus on bursting the dragon. Now, after killing this champion, there will be another ball phase, but this ball phase is different than others. It is shooting AoEs. This ball is maybe the first thing I'll say be careful of, because it might actually kill you. After the champion and after pushing the ball to the first stabilizing point, it will turn into the Heart of Zaithan. When it is Heart of Zaithan, it will start leaving a green AoE as it moves. That will kill you in 3 seconds if you stand on it. This AoE is one of the most dangerous things on this strike mission. And why is this a problem? Because to be able to push the ball on a straight line, you have to be directly behind it. Now you cannot be behind it, so equal amount of people from both sides has to help pushing the ball. That's the thing of this ball phase. This time we kill, I guess this is Mordermoth, but I can easily say this burn phase is the one I most detest because all the conditions and poisons you have to deal with. This spit attacks, for example, downs you if you're not closer to your healer. And if you have a split mechanic while dragon is puking these, it's hard to stay alive. This dragon has a very important mechanic that causes wipes, which is another chin smash skill, but this time with a shockwave coming from the middle of the platform. The cue you're looking for is when dragon moves from the corner of the platform. When he does that, directly turn your camera to the platform and start jumping. This shockwave happens 3 times every time dragon makes this chin attack. This usually causes wipes because everyone gets so focused on bursting the dragon down and forgets the cue when dragon moves. You will also deal with the targeted AoE and split mechanics while managing this shockwave. Now here, watch the dragon. He's disappearing. Now turn your camera to the middle and now manage your jumps. Now the next ad phase with the giants is another reason for wipes. I will first show you a failed attempt with these giants so you can see how fast everything goes down. The stomp they will do will push you back. These giants will also puke the green AoE I told you to avoid at all costs when I was talking about pushing the Heart of Zaithan. And then if you still haven't killed them, worms you know from Anka, the ones that pushes and pulls you, will spawn. It's ridiculous. Now here, after the failed attempt, you will be able to notice better what this group did right. First, we have stability. Stability is a must here. And then this group immediately CC'd and bursted down 2 of the ads. Also, everyone is stacking pretty good, and these qualities makes everything easier. Here, depending on your speed for killing these giants, this attack covering 60% of the platform will come. Here, you have to watch for the big attack while being careful of where you step, because everything will hit pretty hard and everything can kill you pretty easily. Do not go far from your group and your healer and you should be fine. This is another burn phase, but this time with Zaithan. Zaithan will keep doing this attack that covers most of the platform. This attack I tried dodging but I couldn't. As you can see, it took quarter of my HP, but I have more than 2k toughness, so if you see from the group's HP bars, it will take more than half of the HP of a DPS with low toughness. There are some special AoEs that cannot be dodged. They have this distinctive look around their AoE indicators, like this. Zaithan's this huge attack doesn't have that indicator, so I'm guessing you should be able to dodge that, but I couldn't successfully dodge it yet, so I cannot say it for certain. After this burn phase, you will deal with another champion and proceed with another ball phase. This ball phase and champion doesn't have anything special, and they will be the last phases before the last phase of the strike mission, so I'll leave it up to you to analyze. Like every ball phase, at the end of it, ball needs to be CC'd, and at the last phase of the strike mission, there is a different kind of ball mechanic, so stay with me for the last phase's mechanics. This is the start of the last phase. We killed the dragons we know from living stories. Now Dragonvoid is back. You'll deal with all the mechanics you learned up until now, plus new ones. Dragonvoid starts doing few new mechanics, which is I think pretty easy to dodge. There's this white shockwave and then tail whip. Stability, lots and lots of healing, and stacking will play a huge role for staying alive here. There are some stuff I haven't even mentioned yet, but I think you figured it out by now. During the burn phases, the safe spot is this half-red target circle closer to the dragon, and you don't feel small damages thanks to stacking with your group, thanks to stability, overhealing, and stacking. Between burn phases, if it is not a split mechanic, whatever you do, you should still stay close to your group. Many wipes happen because people somehow end up dead on the other side of the platform alone, makes everyone wonder why did they go there in the first place. So why am I not explaining every small thing here? Because stacking is your answer. This is the last ball phase I was talking about. You kill the edge and then deal with the ball. Here, stack good and pump heals until the ball is available. This time with this ball, you won't stabilize it. This ball moves by itself. This time your job is to prevent ball from falling off the platform for a duration of time until the Void Dragon tells you to. For this phase, this group went YOLO and it somehow worked, but they usually put markers on the platform and group splits to different markers by equal number. So everyone works together from different sides of the platform to prevent ball from falling off the platform. And also, while preventing it from falling off the platform, you will damage and destroy this ball and proceed to the last burn phase. Here at this last burn phase, if you don't have stability, it will basically bully you. But other than that, that's about it. This group was pretty lucky with this kill, coming back from near wipes I don't know how many times. Runs with mistakes is always good because very smooth runs will always hide some stuff you won't understand what to do when you're doing it yourself because you haven't seen what could go wrong. That's what I believe when I'm making these videos, so I intentionally choose some runs that will actually teach stuff. So I hope you enjoyed. There will be challenge mode of these strike missions. I still am not sure when they will be available though. So I'll be back with CM guides as well. Until then, I will be back to raids and End of Dragon stuff, and see you guys on the next video. Thank you for sticking up with me.